Today's movie's a special request from Patreon supporter Brian Finlay, who asked me to review the movie The Food of the Gods. And this marks the first time on the show I've done a movie from director Bert I. Gordon. What exactly does that mean? It means I should have gotten to this movie a hell of a lot sooner, that's what. The Food of the Gods is a 1976 horror movie made by director Bert I. Gordon, who's affectionately known as Mr. Big, both because of his initials, and because that's the kind of stuff he liked to put in his movies. Big bugs, big animals, big people, well, you get the idea. Gordon's most famous for his 50s B-movies like The Amazing Colossal Man, Attack of the Puppet People, and Earth vs. the Spider. In the 70s, though, he began to branch out into different genres, so when The Food of the Gods came along, it was a bit like Gordon returning to his roots. Those roots being big-ass animals attacking people, but because it was now the 70s, that meant he could actually show blood. The movie's based off a book by famed sci-fi author H.G. Wells, which is about a group of scientists who invent a substance that causes both people and animals to grow to gigantic size, and the effects this has on society. And weirdly enough, this is actually the second movie Gordon based off the book. Well, kind of. The first adaptation he made was Village of the Giants, which took the giant people part of the book, and that's pretty much it. I won't get into all the differences, but let's just say the book has a lot less slow-motion go-go dancing in it. So with this movie, he now decided to adapt the giant animal part of the book. After all, killer animal movies were big in the 70s, so this seemed like a no-brainer. And even though the title has H.G. Wells' name on it, let's be honest, this is Bert I. Gordon's version of the story. Well, at least they admit this is only partially based on the novel, which makes this movie a whole lot more honest than Mystery on Monster Island. And the movie also features the return of the power perm himself, Marjoe Gortner. Yeah, you remember him. He was acting in Star Crash. I'm sure Marjoe's character has a name in this movie, but I'm just gonna call him Marjoe for the rest of this video. Food of the Gods, based off the inspirational sports story from H.G. Wells. And because it's the 70s, that means we need to shoehorn in a vague environmental message.
My father used to say, Morgan, one of these days the earth will get even with man for messing her up with his garbage. Just let man continue to pollute the earth the way he is and nature will rebel.
Don't worry about pollution. Godzilla's there to clean it up. And I don't know about this spot they picked to go on vacation. Well, that was a very inspiring speech about respecting nature earlier. Now let's go kill us a deer.
On, beat it! Hey, what'd you do that for? Oh, come on, Davis, we won. The poor bastard lost. What more do you want? Get out of here!
Look, it's his fault for not inventing guns, which means he has to die. I'll give this movie credit. It doesn't fuck around when it comes to getting to the giant animals, since it's just a few minutes in when a guy gets attacked by some giant wasps. Well, either that or one of the editor's kids scribbled all over the film with a magic marker. Damn, if only he had a giant can of Black Flag on him. Ah well, just stay calm. It's just as afraid of you as you are of it.
Jesus.
Oh shit, you mean he's dead? Huh. Okay, I guess he must have been allergic. Marjoe goes to try and find some help in a Friday the 13th movie, but what he actually finds is, well, just take a look. Yep, that's right, a giant chicken. Oh, what do you know? There's a giant cock in this movie and I don't even have to censor it. At last, the horrible secret behind those giant drumsticks you get at Disneyland is finally revealed.
You had no business in there.
Look, my name is Morgan. I need a telephone. There's been a bad accident in the woods out there. My friend is dead.
Also, I should probably tell people about the giant chicken that just attacked me.
We don't have no phone.
Well, where can I find one?
Look, Marjoe, you're in a 70s horror movie. There's not going to be a phone around here.
Please, mister, could you take a look at something that scared the wits out of me?
Hey, look, lady, I've already seen your chickens.
Please, mister, will you take a quick look and tell me if you think it's what I think it is?
Oh god, please tell me your pubic lice haven't gotten big too. Alright, actually she wants him to take a look at something else.
Do those look like rat holes to you?
Yeah, they sure do.
Well, congratulations, lady, you just created the movie Deadly Eyes. This is Mrs. Skinner, who explains that there's a mysterious substance on her farmland that causes anything that eats it to grow to gigantic size. And just where did this mysterious substance come from?
Good Lord, give it to us, because we're deserving people. And we pray regularly, we do.
And that's the only explanation you're gonna get in this movie. And hey lady, if that stuff can cause things to grow bigger, you might want to be a little more careful with it. Slap that thing with a newspaper already. So with no phone and their friend dead, how are these two possibly gonna get out of here? Oh, they just take the ferry back. Okay.
I don't think there's a guy in the league hasn't been laid out at least once or twice. Except Davis. So what I want to know is, how does a guy with all that luck have this happen to him?
Yeah, I guess his luck ran out.
That's beautiful, Marjoe. I can see why you were picked to give the eulogy at his funeral. Fun fact, if you put the food in the gas tank of this Volkswagen, it turns into a Humvee. Back on the island, Mrs. Skinner carefully covers the rat holes to make sure they don't eat any of the food. Nah, I'm just kidding. She doesn't do anything. Okay, lady, at some point this is your fault for not being a better housekeeper. I'm not sure what this guy's doing, but he looks like he's about to warn people to stay off the moors. Unfortunately for him, there's something other than werewolves out here. Oh shit, more process shots! Well, at least these ones aren't see-through like the wasps.
Shame me.
Ooh boy, you are gonna need some pretty big glue traps to get rid of these things. With all these giant animals running around, how is Marjoe gonna practice for the big game?
It just came from the coroner's office. From the amount of poison in his body, he estimates that Davis was stung by no less than 250 wasps.
Also, they apparently all stung him in the exact same spot, making it look like one giant wound. It was really weird. Eventually, Marjoe realizes this isn't a sports movie and decides to go back to the island to investigate. And not a moment too soon, the animals are getting 70s PG gore everywhere. Oh, and there's also a businessman on the island interested in buying the food and profiting off it.
You don't care about anybody but yourself, do you?
Is that what you think of me?
I think you're the most selfish man I know.
So why do you work for me?
You're a bastard, did you know that?
As a matter of fact, I did.
Okay, so we know this guy's not making it to the end of the movie. Bad news, Jack. Looks like the giant chickens you wanted to see have flown the coop. Either that or a giant weasel got in.
How do we know some clown didn't make this thing out of plaster of Paris and a handful of ostrich feathers?
Shh! Don't give away Bert I. Gordon's effects techniques. Okay, I don't know what's going on here, but it looks like Peter North got into the food and just busted a super nut. And for God's sake, don't touch it.
Mrs. Skinner, how did your husband happen to feed it to the chickens?
Well, when we found out it weren't no oil, there was nothing to do about it, so we fed it to the chicks.
Oh yeah, I always feed mysterious substances I find on the ground to animals. It's probably why I went through so many pets as a kid. And you've got bigger things to worry about than dead chickens.
Jack, look!
Ghost wasps! Yeah, here's the thing about Bert I. Gordon. His main technique was showing giant people or animals standing beside regular people in a process shot, and as long as they didn't move much and didn't have to actually interact with each other, it looked okay. Anything more complicated than that, though, and you got stuff that looked like this. Good thing Marjoe gets there in time to save him. Ah, I see he's playing the 70s arcade shooter Big Wasp Hunter. Well, thanks for saving me, but since we already established that I'm a dick, I still own the food.
Nobody owns nothing but us. The good Lord give it to us to do as we please.
Yeah, and we'll carelessly let as many things eat it as we please. I can see why Lorna's interested in Marjoe. If he's able to kill these wasps, he'll definitely be able to handle any spiders she finds in the bathtub.
It won't be easy, but I think I can learn to like you.
Really? You're nice yourself.
And they're a couple now. Oh right, there's also another couple stranded on the island, and I'm not sure, but I think this one woman goes on to become Pamela Voorhees.
Thomas, look at me. You love me, don't you? And I love you.
Okay, if this were an 80s horror movie, these two would be so dead, but it's a 70s horror movie, so they might make it to the end. Okay, they found the wasp's nest. Now they just need to throw rocks at it until it falls, then run away. Or you could just stick your hand right in there. Okay, actually these two have a foolproof plan for getting rid of the wasps. Works every time. They may have gotten rid of the wasps, but the real problem is the giant rats. Although, to be honest, I think giant wasps would actually be a lot scarier. Oh man, Marjoe just met his new girlfriend and she's already trapped in one of the giant rat's colons.
We sinned against nature.
The only sin, Mrs. Skinner, is your goddamn stupidity.
You're not a good man, Mr. Bensington.
Maybe, but he's still right. If you know this stuff can make things grow giant size, you really need to be more careful with it. While trying to rescue Lorna, Marjoe ends up getting trapped in the rat hole, but he has the advantage that the entire rats can never be in the same shot as him, just their heads. Yeah, something tells me animals were definitely harmed making this. And I don't know why you needed a rope to try and rescue Lorna, since she apparently could have just went out this way. Well, at least they seem safer than these two.
Rita, come to the door.
Oh my god, it's surprisingly adorable, actually. Good thing they've got Marjoe there to protect him.
How about this one? You and I go for a ride in my Jeep and take a little look for ourselves, huh?
What the hell for?
I don't know. Maybe those kids exaggerated a little.
Yeah, maybe the giant rats they're talking about aren't as big as the ones you just saw. That's the thing with this movie, no one seems that surprised at the giant animals here. The characters' reactions seem to range from, huh, that's kind of unusual, all the way to, I guess they could be bigger. And the rats aren't on the road, so you could just drive past them and escape. No? You're not gonna do that? Oh, okay. And even though Jeeps are rugged, I still don't think they can be used as a submarine there, Marjoe.
They can swim. You know that? Rats can swim.
No, I don't think so. I think if they go in the water, they'll sink straight to the bottom. At 150 pounds, the gravity pull's going to make it a whole new thing.
He's got a point. The larger an animal is, the greater the pull of gravity is going to be on it. That's a big part of why the giant wasps couldn't fly. Oh, shit. I think you might be screwed there, Marjoe. In other news, I think somebody scribbled a fence onto this movie. Marjoe Gortner, Rat Slayer. Also, turns out Marjoe was right and the rats can't swim, which reinforces my idea that animals were indeed harmed making this movie. But forget about those rats, he just needs to worry about the heads. Those are the ones that can actually attack him. Okay, I gotta give Marjoe Gortner some credit. Even when he's wrestling with a giant rubber rat head, dude remains a pro. Well, your friend may be dead, but whatever. He didn't get top billing, so screw him. And sure, just spread more food on the ground where more animals can eat it. Who knows, maybe a wolf will come along and eat some. Or maybe just more rats. Oh wow, you mean the dickhead businessman got killed? What a shock. Yeah, that's what you get for trying to make money and feed people, asshole. At this point, the movie turns into Night of the Living Rats when the characters hole up in Mrs. Skinner's cabin and try to defend themselves. Cheese! Cheese! Marjoe also figures out the rats are being led by an Edgar Winter rat and have cut off their water supply, but luckily, he has a plan.
Hey, you're running the show.
Yeah, I know.
You know, for someone who's just supposed to be a pro football player, Marjoe knows more tricks than MacGyver. If I didn't know any better, I'd say he rescues everyone with a hang glider he makes out of dental floss and some toilet paper.
Aren't you afraid?
Sure, but I'm more bothered that those rats are out there trying to outsmart me.
Look, Marjoe, if you end up getting outsmarted by a giant rat, I kinda think you deserve to die. Could this situation get any weirder?
I want you to make love to me.
Okay, sure. Nah, just kidding, he doesn't do that. Marjoe can only get an erection if there's giant squirrels outside trying to kill him. Still though, they gotta figure out how to handle all these rats outside. They're in danger of breaking through this Bob Ross painting.
You know, I used to think about dying a lot. I guess I've always had a terrible fear of it.
I'm not afraid to die. Because it means I'll be with my husband again. I'm not afraid.
Then go outside. No? You're not gonna do that? Uh-huh, that's what I thought. Fortunately for them, they live in a state where fireworks are legal. Marjoe then escaped, leaving the others behind to die. The end. Okay, there's still 15 minutes left. You might want to hurry though, the rats are starting to break in. No, don't kill it. It's one of the only decent effect shots in this movie. Ah, I'm so not afraid right now. Ah! You know, if you want to get rid of these rats, just gather all the cheese and peanut butter in the house and throw it outside to distract them. By the way, if you thought the effects were a little sketchy so far, get a load of the scene where Marjoe blows up a dam. You know what? I think I owe Godzilla vs. Megalon an apology. The scene of a dam getting destroyed was way more convincing in that movie. Marjoe's plan is to drown the rats, but before that, let's get some more animal abuse in. Oh no, chocolate yoo-hoo, the rat's one weakness! And congratulations, Marjoe, you destroyed the house and trapped everybody there. Great job. It does succeed in killing the rats, though. I can't imagine why the ASPCA doesn't have a credit on this movie. Suck it, Fievel. They're not done yet, though. They still need to take out the rat's leader. Alright, they've been building up this albino rat for a good portion of the movie, so let's see how Marjoe manages to defeat it. Oh, he just beats it to death with a shotgun. Alright, that was easy. Good work, Marjoe. Not only did you save the day, but thanks to you, the local White Castle is going to be stocked up on meat for months.
Well, I guess that's the end of them.
Well, you guessed wrong, Marjoe, because there's a sequel. And no wonder you left some of the food just lying around on the ground. Ah well, they've been careless with this stuff for the entire movie. Why stop now? Who cares if it gets into the food supply? There's already a bunch of hormones and steroids in there anyway. When they say that drinking milk helps kids grow, this time they fucking mean it. Food of the Gods was a moderate success at the box office, leading American International Pictures to make 2 more H.G. Wells adaptations with The Island of Dr. Moreau and Bert I. Gordon's own Empire of the Ants, which featured even more giant animals running amok. Not surprisingly, the movie was less successful with critics, with Michael Medved giving it the Golden Turkey Award for Worst Rodent Movie of All Time. Okay, well at least now we know Michael's never seen the sequel to this movie. But is it really as bad as critics say? Objectively, sure, but to the movie's credit, it at least moves decently, with the first giant animal attack coming just a few minutes in and being pretty consistent for the rest of the movie. I mentioned that Bert I. Gordon was going back to his roots here, and this kinda has the feel of a 50s B-movie, just updated with some 70s blood. Keep in mind, though, that the effects also seem like they're straight out of a 50s B-movie, and in some cases a kid's refrigerator drawing. So there you go, I finally did a Bert I. Gordon movie on this show. Which means I probably just opened myself up to doing all of them eventually. Let's see how long it is until I get to his 80s sex comedies. Well, that's all for now. Until next time.
Must be fascinating work.
Since you're dying to know what it is, I shall tell you. I keep the bacteria growth within an acceptable tolerance.
How interesting.